If you're a parent and your child does not have a throws coach and you insist on coaching your athlete, I'm gonna help you focus on what you need to make sure that you do a good job as a parent helping your kid develop as an elite thrower. And we're gonna start right now. What's up, everybody? I'm Dane Miller from throwsuniversity.com, and if this is your first time to the channel and you're interested in gliding, spinning, throwing the discus, anything that's throwing related, make sure that you like, you subscribe, comment down below with what your struggles are, and ring that notification bell so that you constantly get updated with whatever educational content we're releasing. So oftentimes we get emails, we get text messages, we get phone calls about, hey Dane, I'm coaching my kid. What can I do? My son's not responding to me. My daughter's not listening to me very well. We're getting into fights when we're out at the circle and we don't know what to do. This happens a lot of times when parents don't have a throws coach that they can have direct contact with. And if you do want a throws coach that you can have direct contact with, we do custom programming at throwsuniversity.com. But let's go into the parenting part. As parents, it's important to establish a few key elements behind coaching your child. First, you need to recognize that there's got to be some semblance of structure to your programming. There's got to be a direct goal every day that you go into the circle. It's not always going to be about distance, and it's not always going to be about technique. And we need to establish 1 to 2 key cues for your high school athletes to focus on when they're getting into the circle. From our experience, a lot of times what we've seen is that parents love to give their child 7 to 8 different cues, and then they get mad at them when they're not throwing as far as they want. So they're trying to expect this technical improvement, but then they get mad at them if they're not throwing as far as they want. And we need to take a step back as parents. I'm doing this myself. I'm training my 8-year-old son to throw the shot, and it's something that I even have to remind myself about, is that if we take that step back and we say today's goal is we are going to focus on technique, then as a parent you need to recognize distance doesn't matter, movement matters. That second element is let your child focus. A lot of times kids get a little frustrated with their parents. They can't handle their parents as much as they could handle another outside adult who might be coaching them up, because they feel that their mom or dad is criticizing them. They struggle to see it as a coaching aspect. Instead, they see it as a criticism-based aspect. So it's important as parents that we still provide support and we do a good job delivering these cues. We don't criticize them that they're bad children or whatever because they're not throwing as far as you want. Make sure we establish that good coaching relationship and make sure you're supportive when you're at practice so that your child doesn't feel that pressure that you might be putting on them. That third aspect, it's okay to let your child take a couple throws without talking to them, without parenting them up. And I think that that's one thing as a coach that I really like to do, is that I like to take a step back after I've given a couple cues. If I give 1 or 2 cues, 3 to 5 throws in a row, I want to take a couple throws, 3 to 4 throws, where the athlete takes the throw and I don't say anything. Because what this can do is oftentimes the athlete will calm down if they feel that they're in a stressful situation. They'll remember those cues and they'll start to feel things, and now they're going to associate those cues together. One of the negative things that we see with parents is that parents will actually be giving cues as the kid is about to throw. The kid's standing in the circle and the mom or the dad is actually still giving them cues because they're taking it as a parent. They're coaching as a parent. So I have 4 children. Trust me, I understand the feeling. You think that if you can just parent your kids along and guide them with every little step on how to tie their shoe, how to wipe their butt, how to blow their nose, if you tell them what to do, you think everything's gonna be okay. And we still try to take that approach when they're throwing. But that's not optimal, and that's not gonna help your child make progress. Let them take a couple throws without you chirping in their ear. Let them take a couple throws thinking about those cues, and that's going to help them make good progress. Another key element is that parents love to protect their child. We love to make sure that the world is soft and your kid's going to blossom and everything's going to be okay. We don't like to see our children fail. We don't like to see them lose. We don't like to see them struggle. It hurts. It hurts right here. Trust me, I know I've got 4 children, and when they can't do something, I feel it right here. But as coaches, we've got to let our kids struggle. We've got to let them fail. We've got to help them learn, because ultimately, when they fail and when they struggle, that's when they're going to learn the fastest. And I can tell you from experience of developing multiple 60-foot shot putters and multiple 60-meter discus throwers, it's important for the kid, for the athlete, to see that distance drop and to recognize that it's all about technique. So don't worry about giving your son or get that heavier implement or giving your daughter a 4K when they get to high school. Have them start doing that stuff 6th and 7th and 8th grade early on, so they can develop that strength, they can develop that technique. And ultimately, as parents, let your child fail. Let them deal with struggle. Let them deal with pain. Push them a little bit, but make them struggle internally, because that is what will develop an athlete overall. When you are at the world stage, or you're at states, if you're a high school athlete, you're going to deal with quite a bit of stress. You're going to deal with things that you might struggle with. And if you have prepared and dealt with struggles in your past, this is going to optimize your performance. And so as parents who want to coach up our children, we need to make sure that we take all these steps. We allow them to struggle. We allow them to take throws without berating them. We allow them and inform them that we're going to be focusing on technique today, or we're going to be focusing on distance. And we allow them to understand the process. And ultimately, the goal is that you don't coach your kids. The goal is you could go to throwsuniversity.com and have your children get coached by us, who have dealt with multiple 50-foot women, dozens of 40-foot female shot putters, multiple 60-foot shot putters, multiple 60-meter discus throwers, and we can help you along this journey to increase your understanding of the throw and of the technique. And that is when your kid is going to succeed. Peace.